Good morning.
You like that angle? Is that good?
I don't know. Is it?
I think so.
All right. Sunday, fun day is underway. We're all set, ready to go. Well, most of us are. In any event, to get started today, we're going to come to the center parts of our mat. We're going to take the heels of our feet and bring them together and angle our toes out. So make a little V in the foot. As we bring the knees in towards our center line, I'd like you to draw up your shoulders, rotate your elbows inwardly, open up the palms and spread the fingers. And as you do so, I'd like you to draw back your elbows. It's going to take a couple breaths. Remember, we're starting a process called warming up the body. So as we do this, I'd like you to find some governance over what activity you're going to bring to your practice today. As you release the next breath, let's serve out those arms and keep the fingers wide. Keep them separated, arms that is, about hip width apart or shoulder width apart. And we're going to start to draw back the hips. As we keep that nice length, let's try not to bend out through the knees. Let's keep that pull of the back of the knees in towards the center line. As you release your next breath, turn the palms to face. As you inhale, raise the arms. And as you exhale, let them draw down, open up the palms as you sweep backwards, and then do that a couple more times. So we're rotating the palms inwardly as we come forward and outwardly as we return backwards, and we're doing this with breath. Inhaling as you go backwards, exhaling as you go forwards. Let's do this for a few more breaths. On the next inhale, hold up the hands. Step the feet out nice and wide. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, draw your hips backwards. Keep the legs relatively straight. And let the upper body fold down. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension. And try to straighten out through the legs. And then bend both knees. So our toes are aligning relatively straight forward as we bend and extend through our knee joints. Keep the back extending. Now hold the hips high. Powerful inhale. As you exhale, draw the hips backwards. Take the ball of each big toe, push it into the mat. Straighten a little more through those legs. And as you release the breath, let the upper body fold down. As you inhale, tuck your pelvic girdle and take the lower, middle, and upper spine vertebrae and stack them one on top of the other as we come to stand nice and tall. Salute the sun. Good morning, sun. Now, as you lower the arms, shoulder height, palms rotate to face the earth. With those thumbs now, we're going to sweep forward and bring them together. And now as we rotate the thumbs internally and downward. Oh, then don't do it. This is a warming thing, so we're going to corkscrew the arms with a few openings and closings. Give it your best effort. It may not be available right now or ever, but just give it a try and find out if it is. A little bit of discovery. Now hold the palms facing straight down, draw the shoulders down. Now smoothly pull the elbows in, trace the ribs and bring them all the way back. All the way back, and see if you can get your thumbs located on those ribs of yours. Take a big inhale and expand through the chest. Now imagine your shoulders are kind of pulling off the center line of the body. And as we create space across the front and back, hold on that and try to grow the neck. Take a little bit of an exhale as you lean into this slightly by pulling the hips backwards. Now, holding on this, I'd like you to take the heels of both feet and isometrically activate them. Try to rotate them externally. And while you keep that external rotation, take the ball of each big toe, push it into the mat. And as you exhale, let's release the hands forward, palms turn to face. Let's cup the fingers and bring the tips of them together, kind of like you're holding a bowling ball, kind of a heavy ball. We want a little pressure onto the tips You're gonna take your elbows and rotate them towards the earth as you extend the arms a little more. Try to keep that external rotation in the heel and draw your hips backwards just a little more. Now, as we draw back the hips, we want to not take all of the weight out of the feet. We want to keep the ball of each big toe pushing down. As you inhale, raise the arms. And as you exhale, lower back to where you started from. And let's oscillate up and down using breath to make the movement happen slowly, pressurizing the tips of the fingers through the range of motion. And then bringing hands over hearts, standing tall, shaking out the legs, a little booty shake if you want. You don't want a booty shake? No booty shake. All right, now, as we inhale, grow the spine. As we exhale, fold halfway down. Keeping the spinal column long, making sure we are tension-free and growth. Growing through the neck. And we're going to slowly come back up. And as we start this process of good mornings, it's just a process to continue our warming up. And as we move between the high and low positions, try to keep a nice, long, neutral spine and neck. On the downward movement, a lot of our movement patterns are about folding in. I like you to try to keep open and wide, like you're always working to expand, increase distance across the shoulders. Just give it your best effort. As we rise up this time, release the hands over heart, make those hands into fists, thumbs into the sky, and draw, like literally trace your ribs with your elbows as you draw back, and try to squeeze those elbows together. And then we continue the up and down motion. Try to keep the legs relatively straight. And now, play around a little bit with the depth. How low can you go? Now, compromising the form is not part of the goal today, right? We want to have a nice, long spine, neck neutral, long, and play and explore that range of motion. As you rise up this time, hold up, relax the arms, shake them out. Take your right foot stepping forward, left foot steps back. In our lunge position, like make sure you have a nice wide stance and also nice separation between the left and right leg. As we raise up onto the toes of that left foot, try to keep that heel skywardly oriented. Let's bring our hands with cup hands, fingertips touching forward. As you inhale, I like to bring a little forward movement of the upper body. We're going to hold on this as we pressurize the fingertips. I'd like you to rotate the elbows earthward. We're going to associate breathing with movement again. So as we inhale, we're going to rotate to the right. And as we exhale, we come back center. And we're going to do this for a few more repetitions. Notice the movement is not a rush from point to point. It's under tension from from right to center. Ooh, a little bit of touch there. As we come back center, bring hands back over heart. Switch up the sides. Stepping back, setting up, the same on both sides. Relatively straight through the front leg and back leg, high on the toes. Fingers touch as the hands cup and extend forward. Elbows rotate to the earth as we lean in and load on those muscles of that left side now. Keep that spine long, neck long. And again, with breath. Exhaling as you center. Inhaling as you turn right. On the next repetition, back to center, hands heart. Switch up sides. Stepping back. Same setup, opposite side. Hands gonna cup and extend. As we keep the extension now, lean it in, get that load, a little body appropriate, and make sure you can feel something going on. We're gonna raise the arms. As we keep the arms raising high, we're gonna take that left hip and rotate it in towards the right side of the body. That upper body can rotate also. We keep that left hip and that inward rotation with arms extending long. And then come back center. Hands over heart. Switch up sides. Extend. Deepen. Rotate. Rotate the right hip to the left. Center it. Hands heart. Switch up sides. Extend. Elevate. Rotate. Left hip rotating to the right. Come back center. Switch up sides. Last side, we're moving on after this. Raise it, rotate it, hold it, bring it back, hands over heart. Step that back foot forward. Sweep the arms up to salute the sun. Big inhale, powerful exhale. Hold it down, hang it out. I'm gonna grab a little water. I welcome you to do so if you want. Oh. Why did we sit down?
What are we doing, lying down?
No, you're sitting down, we're standing up. And we're folded over.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're lying down like someone that's not supposed to be lying down. Come on, come on. All right, yeah, just let that low back kind of hang out, chill out. Rock and roll front to back. Spread the toes of the feet. Let the hands drop down to the earth if they're not presently there. Bring some straightness to the legs. Inhale and lengthen through the back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Keep that upper body flexed as you draw back the hips and step palms to the shin. Bring extension to the spine and neck. Extend the neck by drawing the chin upward and inward. Feel that nice engagement along the neck muscles in the back itself. Let's push the palms into the shin and sweep the elbows forward. Without the shoulders raising towards the ears, I'd like you to do the opposite, exactly opposite. Pull them down towards the hips. Keep that spine nice and long as you bend through the knees and lower those hips earthward. See how low you can get them. And when you kind of find that spot without compromising the spinal column, and you know what I mean, right? By going into flexion to get the hips lower, keep the spine extending as we allow the hands to sweep forward, palms facing. We're going to open up through the hips ever so slightly more. So we're in a squat position, almost chair-like. If you're into yoga, you're going to sweep the arms up as we lower the hips, and we're going to lower the arms down as we raise the body to stand. Open the palms, so we externally rotate with the shoulders. Sweep the hands forward, lower the hips down. See how low you can go. Raise the arms higher, and then lower the arms as you stand tall and open palms to face away. Let's continue and enjoy. Slowly down, tension through the whole range of motion. In other words, you're not just dropping your ass down to get lower. It's with muscle control. Arms high, arms sweep down, open up. And on our last rep, we're going to hold it down and enjoy a breath or two. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, fold the upper body. Drive those hips to the sky. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, and take it down to the mat. Class is over. Let's grab a little bit of water.
Again? You're a thirsty boy.
I'm a big drinker of water. All right. Let's bring our left knee up to the left corner of the mat, with shin running parallel to the top of the mat. As we bring the right knee backwards, we're going to find a 90-degree angle for the hips. So both upper legs looking at a 90-degree and both knees the same. Let's lower down onto that left forearm of ours. And let's take our right hand to the right hip. Now, if our hip has an opening backwards, I'd like you to rotate it forward. Trying to create a square plane of the hip itself, kind of up in a straight up and down line. And as we hold on that, I'd like you to grow your spinal column and neck. The neck growth, very specific. It's not kind of ratcheting back or looking up. It's the chin pulling and up to keep that neck nice and long. Now, take your left palm, flatten it to the earth, and then kind of push up off of it. Bring the arms straight, and then lower back down. Try as best you can not to bring flexion to the spine, because we're really working more mobility through the hips. And you might feel that right outside hip muscle being a little more active, little go, oh man, that feels like it's working. We're going to work that muscle a couple more repetitions. Hopefully you're getting this lovely experience. I so enjoy it. All right, let's hold down on the forearm. Release the right hand all the way up, aim it high to the sky. Take the right shoulder and right hip and right shoulder. We're going to counter move them. So the right hip, we're going to rotate inwardly towards the front, and the right shoulder, we're going to open towards the back. Reach those fingers high to the sky, and then keep that right hip reaching and rotating forward as you sweep the right hand down and as far away from the body as you can. When it hits the earth, walk it out. Hold on this for a breath or two. As you inhale, lift it up off the earth. Keep the right hip rotating towards the front and rotate the left shoulder backwards. Reach high to the sky. Try not to be falling into that left shoulder, and then sweep forward. See if you can reach a little further forward. Hit the earth and walk it forward. Let the upper body rotate down. Your head can touch the earth. You can do whatever you feel like, but work mostly length. And then reach it back up, sweep it all the way back, and come over to the opposite side. Now I'm going to switch so I can be camera, but you can just simply roll it back. As we sit back, we kind of rolled over. We got our 1990s as we reach down, or as we lower down onto that right forearm, keeping the spinal column nice and long. We're going to take that left hand to the left hip, and we're going to begin our little push-ups right side, pushing up and lowering down. Slowly with tension through the movement. Very important that when we raise and lower, that we use no momentum. We want muscle activation. And hopefully, much the same as we were trying to experience on the opposite side, you feel those outside muscles of the hip. A little active, maybe a little burning, hopefully no cramping. If you're getting that, you need a little hydration. Work a couple more reps. And on the next rep, hold it down, reach that left hand to the sky, rotate that left hip forward, rotate that left shoulder backwards. As you release your next breath, sweep the left hand forward, the shoulder, the whole upper body is rotating internally. As the fingers hit the floor, start them walking. And then right from this spot, lift that hand into the air, sweep it up and back like the hand of a clock. running through that same plane. Keep that left hip rotating forward, rotate everything forward, sweep it, enjoy. Walk it forward a little more if you can. Lift it from its spot directly up and into the sky, rotate it backwards. And one more time, sweeping forward, moving forward, lengthening, getting that distance. And then sweeping back up, coming up under the hands, sweeping our legs forward. How's it going over there? Thanks for joining us today. All right. As we bring our feet to the corners of the mat, let's bring flexion to both of them with hands on the kneecaps. We're going to take our body and roll up onto the sit bones and keep that spinal column nice and long as we hollow out the belly, crowd out the chest, and expand across the top of our upper body, front and back, equal, of course, because we like equals. We're going to take our hands from the kneecaps and open the palms to face the sky. So inward rotation is when the palms face down or rotate internally. External rotation is when they open up. So it's more of a supine or open type position or up type position. Take the thumbs and fingers and spread them widely. Hold on that as you begin to rotate the thumbs outwardly, downward. Keep the arms extending straight. Try to rotate the elbows towards the earth as best you can. Chest is nice and proud. And Pilates style, slowly curving through the spinal column, stacking vertebrae by vertebrae, bring it all the way down. Keep those heels of yours in the same place. Keep those thumbs rotating externally as you drop your chin into the chest and begin to Pilates style, take it all the way back up. Rolling onto the sit bones, thumbs rotating, keeping a nice rotational effort through the arms. Slowly lower down. Keep that chin tucked until your back allows it to rest on the mat. Tuck it in and raise it up one more time. Keep those thumbs as best you can rotating externally, and then bring palms to face the earth. Walk it out. Let the spine flex. Inhale, extend to a flat back and walk those hands back in. Bring knees covered with hands, the palms. Sit bones, very important as we find our spot as best we can. So we're not in a panda-like position. Keeping nice and tall. Expanded as best we can. Long as best we can. Draw it in, raise it up. Hold on to that. Now, proud out the chest. Hold the chest proud. And then let it flex. And then extend. So as we collapse internally, we want to expand as we externally grow the spine. So it's an inward collapse, external expansion. Let's do that for a couple more repetitions as we just signal to the body what it is we want. We're going to hold tall now, nice and expanded. Release the kneecaps, bring the hands forward, step the legs all the way out. And then Pilates style, chin into chest. One vertebrae at a time. Point the toes now as you draw the arms back, fingertips reach in one direction, which is the opposite direction of your pointed toes. And pull from both fingers and toes to make as much length for your body. Fill that those lungs of yours with air. And as you release that, pull the knees up and into the chest. And grab onto those caps, the kneecaps, and then simply pull in. And rock and roll all the way up to a seated position. Pedal the hands through and come up onto the toes. Drive the heels to the earth as the upper body pulls. You're inverting the body. Nice and tall. Through the legs, nice and expanded. Pull the knees backwards for the nice pull through that posterior muscles. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep that back in extension as you draw the hips backwards and walk the hands forward. Now, Bring your hands, walk them to the center line. Rotate the fingers away from the center line and then walk them outwards. As far as you can get them, keeping the back in extension. Now, take the palms and try to push them down into the mat while you keep the legs nice and strong and long. And compression free through the neck. And then use your baby fingers as pivot points and begin to open up the palms to face forward. External rotation. Use the thumbs to draw the arms, the long arms of your body towards the sky. As you inhale, stand tall, palms open to the sky, salute the sun. Good to see you all again as your hands drop over heart. Palms pushed together, keep that nice little compression, not overly exerted. Elbows begin to raise the sky as the fingers rotate internally. Draw along the spinal column, keep that neck nice and long. As you exhale, relax and shake it all out. Coming into a nice wide stance. More water. Look, I'm drinking again.
Which foot?
It's nice and wide, a wide stance. Both feet.
Oh,
Oh,
which way do you face?
you can face any way you want.
Oh,
All right. So the nice wide stance. We bring this to stance. Going to find a nice comfortable width. We're going to have an inward rotation of the feet. So we're going to have the toes aiming towards the center line. Let's come up onto the right toes and then let the heel right side drive down. Do the same thing on the left side. And then spread your toes nice and widely. Let's bring some little bend, a little micro bend in both legs as we engage through the belly by pulling inward. I'd like you to expand out through the chest. We're going to bring our hands forward. Now, just like a bowling ball, you know, a little 10-pin bowling ball, little one. You can kind of get your hands around it. It weighs a lot. So we're going to create a nice tension by pushing the fingertips together, hold that ball in place with a little bit of inward rotation or downward rotation of the elbows. As we draw back the hips, I'd like to keep it just that micro bend in the knees. I'm going to keep those arms about shoulder height. As we keep the push of the fingertips, we're going to hold on this. I'm going to draw the legs together so you can feel those inward activation, those inner thigh muscles working strong. Take a big inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, lower them down. And oscillate up and down. Explore the range of motion. All the while, fingertips push to each other as we range it up and lower down. Legs pull together. Now, hold down. Bend through the knees, lower down. We're going to aim the arms towards the earth. As we keep the spinal column long, I'd like you to draw back the hips. So we have a more weighted feeling towards the heel, but we're not weight free in the front of the foot. Let's take the toes and open them ever so slightly. See if you can get a little deeper with those hips. Keep those arms reaching long. Keep that bowling ball pushed together, nice and controlled. Now, we're going to take the right hand, release it, open the palm to face the sky, sweep the arm forward and lift it up and return it slowly back down. You notice the movement is not a dropping. Opposite side raises up, and we're going to alternate from side to side. The exercise benefit is gained by the raising of the arm as high as you can, as far out as you can. Try it for a few more repetitions. And when you're ready, bring the fingertips to the earth. Bring some straightness back to the legs. Inhale, extend to a flat back with neck long. Draw the hips backwards. Walk your hands forward. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, let the upper body kind of flex, hold, and chill out, hang out. As you inhale, extend to a flat back.
That was a short hanging.
We don't hang out for long in this class. Now, let's bring the bends back to the knees. As we walk the hands in towards the body, let's bring the forearms onto our thighs. Spine long, shoulders have not rotated internally, right? We have them externally rotated, pulling away from the center line. We're going to take the hands, and we're going to extend them forward again. We're going to take that right leg and we're going to straighten it. And we're going to put the bend back, and we're going to oscillate from side to side slowly with arms reaching forward. And on the next rep, center it out, hands return to the earth. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Legs go straight, ball of each big toe pushes to the mat as the hips draw backwards. Exhale, let the upper body fold. Inhale, unfold, unhinging the body, nice and tall. Salute the sun. Exhale, release the arms, step it in, shake it out, take it down to the mat. Good morning, everybody. Oh, and once again, head in the water. All right. What's up?
I'm just waiting.
Just waiting. Come all the way down onto your backs. Take your left foot, you're gonna plant it close to your butt. You're gonna take your right foot, find it, anchor it on that left thigh, whatever height or elevation you need. A lot of us have a lot of inward rotation of the legs themselves, where our leg or the knee, the right knee in this case, is really more towards our center line. We're going to explore a little bit of rotation, external rotation. So you're going to try, without the assistance of hands, to open the knee away from the body and then slowly push the outside of the right foot into the left thigh as you move that right knee towards the center line. And then relax the push and open the knee using those external muscles. No push or pull from any other areas. Just get that nice muscle activation. Now, push the edge, the outside edge of that right foot into that left thigh and slowly keep that push as you rotate the right knee to the center line or your best version of that. And then relax it and try to open up and see if the range of motion of that external range increases. Nominal increases are great. Just anything that you can see benefit deriving here. Push that right foot outside in, rotate internally with that right knee. And then relax and open and extend that right leg down, point the toes. Keep that left foot in place as you bring the hands above the head. If the right toes point away from the opposite direction, your upper body is pulling. Enjoy a nice lengthening through that hip flexor over that right hip. And then step that right foot in and anchor the outside of that left foot on that right thigh. Movement without tension to begin with, just lubricating that hip joint. Getting a little blood flow into those muscles. We're going to work in a little bit. One of the things I didn't cue for last side was that low back stabilization. It's basically that pelvic rock where we've got the low back skin sensation, that touch of the skin, of course. And now on the next opening, we're going to hold open and push the outside of that left foot into the right thigh and slowly draw in that left knee to the center line. And then relax and try to open up. Again, this is all a musculature of the leg exercise, not facilitated with anything else. Push the left foot, right thigh, draw in that left knee,
See if you can get it in a little closer. These little fractions make a big difference. This is, of course, without compromising that lumbar spine stability. Push, close it in. Open back up. And one more time. Here we go. Push and rotate. And then relax it. Extend that left leg all the way out. Toes point, hands above head, and get that nice left body length. Oh, yeah, enjoy it. Let's bring both knees up and into the chest, forehead to meet the knees, and rock and roll front to back. Come up to a seated position with legs extended. As we widen out those legs, those extended legs, of course, we're going to bring our hands down into the center line of the body. We're going to chop basically through the hips, but without spinal flexion. Now, as we walk the hands forward, I want you to walk them along the legs. So as we open the arms by walking through the legs, we're going to fold in on this. See how far you can get down with spine extending. And if you can get far enough to grab your toes, do it. Now you might need some flexion to get that reach. And let's just do that to kind of start this process of finding that nice length with the bottom part of the foot. Hands are going to wrap over the toes. We're going to use the elbows to pull the arms back. And then our spinal extensors, I'd like you to kind of engage and use those to grow the spinal column, pull the chin upward and inward, proud out through the chest as you keep those elbows working, flex the feet. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the low leg and enjoy that for a couple seconds. And then relax. Shake it out. Step those legs in, roll onto your left side. Keep that left leg long. Now, our bony hips might be a problem, so knee cushion, you can always add it underneath. And the goal here is to get the right hip stacked on top of the left. And if it hurts, you can roll back ever so slightly. This is not about finding pain and enjoying it. This is about finding the right spot. So the exercise can be as effective as possible. Now I'm going to take my right heel, lift it up. There's a bend in the knee. And I'm going to take my right knee and I'm going to lower it down towards the earth so it touches. And then I'm going to raise it back up. So the foot's dropping as the knee raises. And in essence, the foot's kind of maintaining its own little spot, kind of like we put it on a shelf, but to only rotate the knee itself downward and inward and upward and open. And let's do that for a couple repetitions. And when you're ready, flip it over to the opposite side. Talk about smooth transitions. Find that spot where the hip is not miserable and rotate the knee down and rotate it up. And on the next rep, extend both legs straight as you roll onto your backside. Yeah.
25.
All right, let's keep the heels open slightly wider than hip width apart. The toes are aiming towards the sky. Let's bring your hands up over your chest. As you flatten out the shoulder blades, let's draw the elbows down into the rib cage. As we keep the chest proud and that 90-degree bend at the elbows, we're going to open up and see if we can rotate the forearms towards the earth. And then while you draw your belly inward, we're going to slowly raise with that 90-degree bend and bring the tips of the fingers to touch. And then we're going to rotate slowly, keeping the back of the arms as best we can on our mat. And slowly in. It's just a simple exercise. Now, as we make the movements, I'm going to ask you to add a little bit more depth of motion here by squeezing the arms, the upper arms, into the rib cage as you open and close the lower arms. Keep the squeeze as best you can. Keep the shoulders as flat as you can. And slowly open, hold, open. Bring those forearms in a little closer. And then relax, bring your arms up to the sky. Sweep them backwards, lengthen, point the toes, feel nice and long for the whole body. As you sweep those arms back down, let your hands rest on your belly as you step the left and right leg in. Bring the legs together and then let the legs slowly guide their way down to the left side. I'm rolling up onto the left side. I'm going to take that right arm, keep the left hand on that belly or ribs. I'm going to reach that right arm nice and long. And then I'm going to take the right shoulder as that right arm continues to expand backwards and rotate the right shoulder towards the earth. And then bring the legs back up, keeping them together, hands to the belly, rolling on to that right side, left arm sweeps up. As the right shoulder rotates, left shoulder rotates towards the earth. Rotate those knees back up. Going to pull them into the chest and begin to small circle. And then reverse that circle. And as we calm that movement, find the bottoms of the feet together and let them gently alight upon the earth. As the legs splay open, I'd like you to take a little effort to pull with that strong six-pack muscle of yours, the pubis up and inward towards the spine, or the belly button, I'm sorry. Let's take your head and rotate it right and center and left. Slowly. I've found my hands upon belly, just familiarize myself with the breathing. Let's calm the movement of the head. Take a few moments. You can also spend a few moments with a slightly different orientation. I'm going to take the feet wider than hip width apart, still relatively close to your butts. I'm going to rotate the thighs inward towards each other. Use a little muscle effort here, even though we're calming the body. I want you to use a little muscle effort to keep those thighs pulling towards each other. On the next breath, we'll let everything relax. Bring the knees up and into the chest.
forehead up to knees, and rock and roll front to back, all the way up to the seated position. Sit nice and tall as you bring hands over hearts. And let me thank you for joining us today. Namaste. Nama didn't stay in bed. Nama got out of bed.